Welcome back to FS22 and episode 10 of Greenlands, and today we are going to add precision farming into the map. So let's roll the intro and get to work. So before we get into doing anything with precision farming, I want to put some of these beets into the BGA because we've got so many of them that we just need to start processing them. Once we're finished up at the sugar mill, I will be bringing the beet auger that I've got leased over and the armor salmon beet cleaner and the belt, and we'll be speeding things up a bit, but this is just to get us started. Pretty much finished with that later on in the episode, all up at the production site. So yeah, we should then start working through this. I'm going to save some of these beets. I don't know how many, but with the hope that at some point in the next year in game we'll be getting Maize Plus to have a play with. Don't know if that's the case or not. I have no secret inside information on that, but yeah, I know from the stream that we did last week that they're close. There's two features to add in and a bit more testing to do then, so, and a bit more documentation work, but we are very close for Maize Plus being done, so keeping some beets will be sensible because we're going to need them to feed our cows with. So yeah, you know, I do need, as with most telehandlers and the way I use them, to get a weight to put on the back of this guy. There is the lightweight, which sounds kind of weird, that was released recently, which is the weight that has lights on it. It's not light, it's light. But that can attach to telehandlers and stuff, because you can use the, I guess the trailer hitch on the weight to attach to trailer hitches on vehicles. No, it's probably unrealistic, and I'm not sure actually. I think the actual telehandler weight has been released, so I may get that on here. We need something on the back because beets are heavy and we have a big bucket. And we're going to be using beets in the future for feeding the cows, as I've just said, although we've got the forage wagon with the pickup on it, or feed mixer, but I'm not sure if that'll work with beets. So we'll just see how we get on. But yeah, this kind of stuff happens. It just needs a tiny bit of weight on the back, or me to put a tiny bit less in the bucket. I guess that would be an option, or a slightly smaller bucket, but we don't do that in Farm Sim, do we? We go for the biggest bucket you can get. You don't have the biobelt bucket yet, do we? Anyway, got some beets in. It's early the next morning and we're going to feed some cows. So I did the hay the lazy way. With that bale store, you can just fill it like a silo and then we'll get some TMR in. I completely forgot mineral feed again. That will be one of the good things with Maize Plus, because I think I'm going to make it so that I have to have at least some mineral feed for it to count as a TMR. Because I keep forgetting to put it in, basically, because it's kind of new, isn't it? So yeah, that should keep the cows going for now. So straw, they need straw as well. I don't cheat on this. I do get the bales out and put them in the straw blower. I don't think you could actually cheat on it with this. I guess you could maybe put it in a trailer, but yeah. Anyway, we're going to do it properly. We're building up a little bit of a stock of manure. With precision farming, I would like to keep the manure to spread on the field if we can get enough of it, which we might not. I need to buy more cows as well. I've only brought half the cows that I want, and that will give us more manure. Just remembered that. I better make a note to do that in the next video. We stay in November for all of this video, and I might do the next video in November as well. We've got a lot of catching up to do with precision farming. We've got all our fields to scan, we've got to get them limed, and you know precision farming, it uses a lot of lime. Next video I'm going to try a different lime spreader. Thank you Smock Farmer for pointing out the lime spreader that is available. Just buying the Azaria Scout soil scanner, we're going to test course play and soil scanning, and I will have done a video on this that are probably going to come out after this. I was actually going to use this footage. So they added soil scanning to Courseplay, and I think it's brilliant. It maybe sort of oversamples a bit, but it means you don't get any gaps. So you just set it up like a normal fieldwork course and set it going, and it will drive around and take soil samples. Now it sort of looks like maybe it's oversampling, but actually most of the time it stops at the point where the circle starts to not overlap with the previous one. So I think it's right. It's on a big farm like this, it's going to save me a lot of money versus buying the soil map, probably in the order of about £2 a field. And yes, I'm watching it now because this is the first time I'd ever used this feature, but it means that I can leave a lot of the soil sampling to just go with a worker. I do some of it manually because otherwise what's the point, but we obviously have all the lime spreading to do as well. So yeah, I will be doing a tutorial video on how to do this. I probably won't use this footage. I'll probably talk through it properly and slowly, but you know, if you want to get an early heads up and you've not seen this feature had been added to Courseplay, it's really good. I say yes, it is oversampling a little bit, but it saves you having to do it until we get the real, well, I say real, the crop scanner that we had in FS19, which actually acted as a soil sampler. This is probably the best way to do bulk big farm scanning without just cheating and hacking the Azaria so that it's got like a 200-mile radius on it and it scans the whole map in one go. Now I don't know if it picked up on there, but I think it just said one soil sample sent, but actually it charges you properly. And yeah, you can see there, you know, we've saved a good £2,000 or £3,000 on the cost of buying the map versus using Courseplay. That was me grabbing a thumbnail for if I used that footage to do the Courseplay video, but I did decide afterwards I'm going to record it separately. So we're going to get Courseplay running on some more of these fields. We'll just do a quick bit of work up at the sugar factory. I want to put some of these sugar beets in as sugar beets, which means we're going to need the lorry up here. And I think that would be, this is now a good point to be looking at replacing the lorry. The Scania looks awesome, but it is really twitchy to drive. So we're going to say goodbye to the Scania, which is worth about 100,000, and we're going to pick up the Ural next. Yes, it's branded as Lizard. I use this on Oak Hill in orange. I'm getting the cheaty engine, and I really liked it on that map, and so it's really nice to see it coming back to FS22. So yeah, it's a bit more agricultural. It's obviously an Eastern European truck, not completely British, but I don't see why you couldn't get one of these in the UK these days. So we're going to go for it, and I think it looks really cool. So, yeah, so we're going to do a bit of really bad Austin Powers style 3-point turns and see if we can get some beets in the trailer. I've also emptied out the cut sugar beet to put into the sugar factory that was stored up in the processor. But you can see we're getting through the mound of beets we had here, and we just have the mountain of beets up at the other spot. I'm pondering doing cereal as well, but I have oats, I don't have any corn. So, but we're going to be starting to get chocolate as well, so I'm considering that. Yeah, one thing that I miss, and I can't remember which mod it was that did it. There was a mod that told you just leasing an auger wagon to take the lime from the rock crusher to the farm. Kartek and I both had the same idea on the same day, pretty much. Yeah, there was the mod, the heap info mod, that let you know how many thousands of litres were in a heap, and it would be really useful at the moment with that mountain of sugar beet. Ignore the minor altercations with the trees and the bits of the BGA. This is quite a snug area for this big thing, and this auger wagon really should have been on the class, but that thing's been stuck up running the Beet auger. So yeah, we just have to take it slow and look away if you don't like my dodgy driving, I guess, because I think I do stack it through a hedge up here. Yeah. This thing is really realistically too heavy for this tractor, and this goes back to me saying that I really think I need another big tractor on the farm. But as soon as we hit 500,000 in the bank, I want to pay that off the loan. I think we should be making our first loan payment soon. So yeah, I want to take it down to, that'll take us down to 9.5 million. We're getting a big stash of flour. We've got and probably enough sugar in the dairy now for the chocolate, so we can maybe start selling sugar as well. And we're going to start putting beets through the BGA, so I want to start paying that loan down. I think we've got a half decent amount of milk in store as well, so again, looking to get that sold as well, probably. Looking at using the TLX pickup, there is a 25,000 litre tank you can put on the back of that, which I know is unrealistic, but I'm trying to do different things on here, and I think that might be quite a cool milk truck. I think you can actually get the trailer that goes behind it, which is another 25,000 litres, but yeah, I think I'm going to do that for a milk truck on here. I'm less worried about super realism, I think. I never do super realistic, but you know what I mean. There's going to be some divergence from how I might normally do things, and I think that will be a really cool way. We've actually got the TLX, haven't we? I forgot that. We've got the TLX, so we just need to buy the back for it. And we're not using the TLX particularly because we don't really need a pickup on here that much. And I brought it, I think, when we went to pick herbicide up. I might have had it from the start, I'm not entirely sure, but I think the only time I've used it is to go to the store to pick up herbicide, so it would make sense to use that truck. So we are going to buy the back for that to take milk, I think. Just thought of that as I just remembered that as I was watching back the video and recording the commentary. So in the background, while I have been rambling away, you will have seen that we have been liming some fields, and we're now going to get courseplay going. The lime state on here is not too bad, so this little tiny lime spreader is actually okay-ish. But I'm going to try a different one next time, and we're going to do a bit of soil sampling ourselves, because why not? All the grass fields need sampling as well. And the lime spread, as I said about how well it works, it runs out. What I'm considering doing, and I may not now because I've actually thought about the different lime spreader, I might get all the soil sampling done off between videos. I might just leave it running in the background when we're working in the next video. I haven't decided yet. It depends whether I get time to do it, I guess. I may keep going and just roll this video straight into the next one. The reason that I'm thinking about staying in November is that we can get some grain crops in the ground, and we need to plant something for straw. So we may do that in the next video. I need to work out my crop, you know, which crops are going in which fields, because I have no idea at the moment. Run out of lime again, but that field is nearly done, so you know. And having the auger wagon there, it's pretty quick to go and refill it, and you could set up auto drive to do that. I just didn't feel like it. Need to be in the right frame of mind quite often to use auto drive for more complicated things. So that's that grass field scanned. This corner courseplay did miss, so I just picked that up while we were there as well. And we're just going to head up and show you what we've done up here, and we have taken the hedge out. The last job I'm going to do in this video is to plough that in, so that's one big field, which seems much more sensible than having the tiny field 61 next to it with the scale that we're farming at. So yeah, we're going to turn 61 and 62 into one big field. 61.5? I don't know. Just moving the simple inspector window down to the bottom. It's really handy for keeping an eye on how much lime is left in the auger, so I can see that I've got still half an auger wagon full, and we've done a few fields, so the lime is going quite well. I'm hoping we're going to have enough to do the whole farm. And obviously once you've done the first application of lime with precision farming, after that it gets much more sane. I know it's one of the things a lot of people dislike is that precision farming at the start uses a stupid amount of lime. What I'm going to show you in the next video will really help with that. But also, once you've done it once, you really don't need to apply that much. You know, if you leave it every few harvests, you'll get through a bit more. But if you do it every harvest, it's a really quick job, and you just put quite a light dusting of lime on. So what I did a lot of the time in 19, I would lime after every, or, you know, between each harvest, because you don't use much lime doing it that way. It's much more, it's much easier, it's a much more tolerable job. You know, you do a little bit of work every year rather than one big stupid job every 3 years. I think you can probably get away with doing 3 harvests without having to relime, without having a big impact on your yield. I'm not sure how that factors into the environmental score, but we'll see. We will be obviously looking through precision farming a bit more now. It's quite nice actually to have it in a proper game rather than just on my test farm and doing random testing. That's obviously different to, you know, running a farm with precision farming. I've got all the money I need and I just test specific features of precision farming, and so you don't get the full experience of playing with it, which I really enjoyed in FS19, even though it came quite late. I'm trying to think, I might have actually only used it on 1 or 2 farms, but I do really like the feature. So yeah, we are going to be using it a lot. It's going to come into Calmston when I get to harvest and move to the version 1.2 of the map. I'm not moving before then because it'll undo all of the fertilizing and liming that I have done on fields that are planted and growing, and that would be silly. So I'm just waiting to see how this field turns out. We'll get it going on the other one. These were our 2 beet fields, which gave us a stupid amount of sugar beets, as you will know if you've been watching the other videos. But yeah, get that going on course play. It's quite a big field, and we'll just wait a moment for the lab to work. Yeah, I think that was Smock Farmer doing our crop scanning for us, and there we go. So it's not a bad field. I just want to see what the lime's like, so we'll just jump over there, and it's not too bad. Nitrogen is awful, obviously. So last job of the video to get this little bit ploughed in, and we're going to rock pick it as well, because the rest of the field is rock picked, and then that will be ready for scanning and liming next time. I'm considering, actually, having thought about it whilst doing this, merging 43 and 44 together as well into one big field. Be interested if people think that's a good idea or not. The lime spreader needs refilling again. Yeah, let me know what you think. Should I merge these 2 fields together? We're obviously doing pretty large scale farming, so it might be a good idea to have slightly less bigger fields. Yeah, hadn't actually considered that until this point, but yeah, I'm definitely thinking about that. We're gonna get some of these other fields scanned, even the one with the open cow pasture in, because we will be mowing that grass because the cows won't eat it. So we will need to get that mown at some point. Obviously, with the way Greenlands is set up, you get big rocks, whatever it seems. So yeah, we've got the rock picker on standby, and we will make use of it. Just making a bit more space there. Yeah, really looking forward to getting stuck into precision farming. Also really pleased that we're nearly finished processing those damn sugar beets up at the production site. All the other productions are running fine. We've got a load of flour stacked up waiting to be sold, and that's why I was wondering about putting a bakery in, or cereal. Maybe a bakery. I haven't looked at the bakery. Maybe we could bake bread. Basically what I'm trying to do is make as much money as possible out of the products that we make, because we need to pay back that stupidly big loan. The other thing is the silage has almost finished going through the fermenters, and because we've been having to spend money as that slowly trickles in, it doesn't feel like we've made much out of that, but I guess it's paid for us to make a lot of changes and put in all the production size and things. So yeah, in a way we are making use of it. It just feels like we've not. Just put the combine back and get the rock picker out, get that done. This does make rock picking more enjoyable. It's 9 meters wide instead of whatever the base game one is, and it holds 50,000 liters. So you're not constantly emptying it. So yeah, I don't mind rock picking with the cheaty rock picker. We're just going to park up the lime spreader for now. It will be coming back out, or a version of it will be coming back out in the next video. The auger wagon is also empty, so we need to go refill that before we can progress with the rest of these fields. But this is a nice size field, I think, for the farm we're running on here. I'm also tempted to join together 76 and 71, I think it is. So yeah, let me know what you think. Should I start joining some of these fields, more of these fields together, so that we have less fields, but they're bigger? I don't normally do farming with very big fields, so it might be kind of fun. And that's it. Thanks for watching, folks.